Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am so excited for this video because we are going to talk about my most highly anticipated 2025 book releases. I swear there are so many good books coming out in 2025, so many authors that I already love that I cannot wait to read more of their work. So this is just a list that I composed of books that I am personally really excited for. I know there are a ton of other books coming out in 2025, so if you want to comment what book you are most interested in, I would love to hear that. But I think I have composed a list of the top 15 that I am most excited for, when they come out, and a little bit of what they're about. Let's just get this video started. The first one is Beg, Borrow, and Steal by Sarah Adams. This comes out January 7th, and this is the third book in this little interconnected standalone series. The first book is When in Rome, the second book is Practice Makes Perfect, and now this will be the third book, and I think this one's more like a rivals to lovers because the main characters are both teachers at this school in the small town, and I just love Sarah Adams books because they're more non-spicy or closed door romances, because I don't always love spice. I feel like it can really take away from the plot and actual development of the characters' feelings for each other a lot of times. So I love a little non-spicy book. The next book is January 21st. Take your guesses right now. It is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This is the third book in the Fourth Wing series. I am so excited. After the ending of Iron Flame, I was like, I need book 3 immediately. But of course, Rebecca was like, nope, I'm gonna make you wait over a year for the next book. So it is almost here. I am so excited. I have my little notes written down for each of these books, and my only note for this book says, like, obviously. Obviously, this is on the list. So January 21st cannot come soon enough, even though I pre-ordered this book immediately. Once pre-orders were there to make, I made my pre-order at Target. Guess what? Guess what Target says? Target says the estimated shipping date, like delivery date, is a week after it comes out. I'm like, Target, what is the point of pre-ordering if it's not going to be on my doorstep on release day? Like, you think I'm going to wait a week to read this book? No. There's going to be spoilers plastered all over the internet. I am reading it on release day one way or another. I'll either buy it on my Kindle, I will either drive to like a bookstore or Target or something early in the morning to get my hands on the physical sprayed edge copy, and I'll return my other Target one later or do a giveaway of it or something. I don't know, but I will be reading that book on release day. The next book is The Crash by Frida McFadden. This one comes out January 28th. I am very intrigued by this one because in it, Tegan is pregnant and she is on her way to her brother's house, but there's a blizzard and she ends up crashing her car. First of all, I'm intrigued because it's a blizzard. I live in Minnesota. We're basically known for blizzards and just terrible winters, so I feel like anytime I read in that setting, I really enjoy it because I'm like, I can relate to this, you know? So I'm very excited for that reason. I'm also very excited just because I do really enjoy Frida McFadden books usually. I think they're very easy. I've heard some good early reviews about this one, so that has me hopeful just because the last few Frida McFadden books I've read, I haven't enjoyed as much, but this one sounds good because Tegan is then helped by these strangers that she meets. They offer her to like stay in their cabin, and she's like, oh my gosh, these people are so wonderful, so amazing, but some strange things start happening and Tegan realizes she is in grave danger and made the biggest mistake of her life letting these strangers help her. You guys, this next one I am also so excited for. It is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. It comes out on my birthday, February 4th, but here's the kicker. I have already read this because Berkeley Publishing, thank you so much. They sent me an ARC and I have read it already, and you guys, I am not just like saying this because I got an early copy. Like, I am so truthful about my ratings and reviews on books because I don't want people to waste time, but this is my new favorite Ali Hazelwood book. I gave it a 5-star rating. I was literally trying to think of my rating for it, and I was like, is 5 stars too extreme? Like, what didn't I like about the book because that could knock down some of the rating? And I was like, I literally can't think of a single thing that I did not like about this book. It was just amazing. Here's a little bit about it. It is a college romance between Scarlett, who is a competitive diver, and Lucas, who is a competitive swimmer. Scarlett is very focused on school. She is pre-med. She is also recovering from a diving injury. And then Lucas is the captain of the swim team. Scarlett and Lucas start working together on this like biology research project, I think it was. And they also come into a little agreement of sorts, a spicy agreement, because Lucas was in a very long-term relationship with a teammate on Scarlett's diving team, and they just like were not compatible in the bedroom. So they broke up, and Scarlett and Lucas are kind of into the same stuff in that realm. So they come to agreement, a secret kind of slips. It is like sneaking around. It is spicy. It is so fun, and I love Lucas. Lucas is one of my new favorite book boyfriends ever. You definitely want to read this on February 4th when it comes out. Next is The Rebel Witch, which comes out February 18th, and this is book 2 of Heartless Hunter, or the Crimson Moth series, I think it is also called. And this is like a witch hunter, enemies to lovers, romantasy, YA romantasy actually. I really enjoyed Heartless Hunter. It was a very, very fast-paced read, and I just eat up enemies to lovers, so for that reason, it was very, very fun, and I am definitely wanting to continue to the next book after how book 1 ended off. Wild Side by Elsie Silver. This comes out March 4th. It is book 3 in the Rose Hill series, first being Wild Love, second being Wild Eyes, and now we have Wild Side, not me literally forgetting what it is. And this one is a marriage of convenience, which just like sounds amazing. I think in this one, the female main character has taken in her nephew because of some family problems, and then the male main character is just like such a grump, but I can't wait. It's kind of enemies to lovers. The FMC and MMC do not like each other for what reason, we don't know yet, but because of that, there's lots of tension. And I've just really been enjoying Elsie Silver books lately. Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stevens. This one also comes out on March 4th. I am not sure if this is her debut novel or if she's written other books, but I discovered her on TikTok because she had posted a TikTok like about a little blurb of the book, and I was like, Lauren, I need my hands on that book immediately. It is a YA romantasy, and it's about Evelyn, who has lived several past lives, and she can remember all of these past lives, and what she remembers about every single one of them is that she is killed before her 18th birthday. And every time she is killed by Arden, who is like another supernatural being, but she is linked to his soul. Like, so in the current life that she's living, because like I said, she has lived many, many lives before, and in every single one she is killed right before her 18th birthday, she's really enjoying how her life is going in this current one, and she doesn't want it to end. She also needs to save her sister from something, and she decides she needs to find a way to break this curse. Like, this just sounds so interesting. I was hooked. Like I said, I saw that one TikTok about it. I was hooked. I immediately followed the author. I immediately like went and looked at every single post she had made about this book because I was like, this sounds so unique, and I need it right away. Next is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. This one comes out April 1st, and just the title, like Say You'll Remember Me, Wildest Dreams by Taylor Swift, like that is just perfection already. Also, the cover is stunning. I am obsessed with the Just for the Summer cover, and now this cover. Like, Abby Jimenez covers are just so stunning, and also her work is so stunning. I read the Part of Your World series. I ate all of the books up. All of the books in that series are a 5-star read for me, so I would definitely recommend them. Now, this one starts its own little interconnected standalone series that is separate from the Part of Your World series, I'm pretty sure, but the character from Say You'll Remember Me is kind of introduced in Just for the Summer. Anyways, Xavier and Samantha have this perfect first date, like perfect, head over heels, but Samantha is going through kind of a tough time with her family, and she decides it's not the best thing for her to date right now. Like, she needs to just focus on her family instead. So she just begs Xavier to forget all about her, forget all about their date, never think of her again, because she doesn't want him to be like hung up on her when she is not in the right space to be dating right now. But neither one of them can forget the other. They are like, that is ingrained into their mind because they hit it off so well. So I think this one's more like a second chance romance almost, but Abby Jimenez just has such a way of writing more emotional depth into her romances that I am just obsessed with. And Samantha, we know her from Just for the Summer because in that book, the main character is out walking or something, I think, and we discover that Samantha's mother has dementia. It's definitely going to be really sad at points. I just love Abby Jimenez. Next is Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. This one also comes out April 1st. Now, this book follows the Wren family siblings after the death of their father. They are forced to reckon with their rivalries, dangerous abilities, and the crushing weight of their unrealized adolescent potential. And the question in this book, who will be the heir of their father's technology company? The eldest daughter of the family has cured mental illness, but turns out she's a fraud. The middle son is the second youngest congressman, but his wife might be leaving him and he's losing his re-election campaign. And the youngest daughter was a world famous ballerina, but after an injury, she's now just a marketing executive. So which Wren will come out on top? I, again, just love the sound of this book. As like a burnout student, I would say, like, as someone who was deemed gifted and talented in school growing up my whole life and then having that like academic burnout, I cannot wait to read about these characters to see if I kind of relate to them, because some of the marketing on this book kind of points to it being that way. So I'm very excited. I feel like Olivia Blake's writing style is very beautiful. It's very articulate, and I am obsessed with One for Your Enemy, so if the writing is kind of similar to that, I'll eat this book up. Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This book comes out April 8th, and it is the third book in the Powerless trilogy. I know this series has had a little bit of controversy around it lately just because of the Red Queen, and then this book coming out several years later having a lot of similarities, like a lot. I never read The Red Queen, so I can't compare directly. I would love to read The Red Queen to then compare Powerless to it, but I have really enjoyed the Powerless series. Would that be the case if I had read The Red Queen first? I'm not sure, so that's why I really do want to read both to then give you like my final thoughts, but I am still excited for the last book in this series just because of the way that book 2 leaves off. I'm like, I need to know what's gonna happen immediately. I love Peyton and Kai, so if anything comes between them, which there could be, I will not be happy. Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. This comes out April 15th, I believe, and this is the final book of the Rebel Blue Ranch series, which like is so bittersweet. I love all of these characters so much, especially Teddy and Gus from the third book that just came out recently. Like, obsessed with them, so it's gonna be really sad leaving these characters behind, but I'm also very excited to read about Cam and Dusty in the fourth book. This one I think is maybe like second chance romance, friends to lovers, because Dusty and Cam have known each other for a really long time. Cam was engaged to another man, but now that's not happening anymore, so I'm just very intrigued to find out the story behind that a little bit. And also, I just think Dusty is so cute. Like, he's been pining after Cam for his whole life basically, so I hope he gets the girl. Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. This one comes out April 22nd. This book is about two writers who are basically competing for the spot to write the book about a very famous person. And I have heard that Emily Henry was inspired to write this book from The Last Great American Dynasty by Taylor Swift. So a lot of Taylor Swift themes in today's video. And by a lot, I mean 2. Whatever, it's better than none. I'm a Swiftie at heart, so anything related or to do with Taylor Swift, I need immediately. I also love Emily Henry. Like, Happy Place is one of my favorite books of the year, so I love Emily Henry. I just love the way she writes. I can't wait to read another Rivals to Lovers by her. It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan, and look at that. That is the 3rd book with a Taylor Swift reference. This one comes out May 27th, and it is about Jane, who is a Hollywood studio executive. She ends up telling a lie that gets her spending a week on Long Island with Jack. Now, Jack is a mega pop star who also happened to be Jane's first kiss. She hasn't seen Jack in 20 years, but when they are working together to kind of cover up this lie, they find themselves discovering a truth about themselves together, if you know what I mean. I have read Same Time Next Summer and Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan, and I really enjoyed both of them. Again, I feel like her writing is a little bit more similar to maybe Emily Henry and Abby Jimenez, where it has more emotional depth than just romance. Her books are always really quick and easy too. Like, the writing in them is more profound and deeper, but they're still like short and easy books, if that makes sense. Can't wait to add another one of her books to my shelf. Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This one comes out June 10th. I have only ever read one V.E. Schwab book before, and that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which is one of my favorite books of all time. I read it about 3 years ago now, and it is still stuck with me every single day. I need to reread it soon. I've also heard that other V.E. Schwab books are amazing as well. I definitely want to read more of them. This one just sounded really intriguing though. It is said to be a bewitching story about immorality, death, resurrection, hunger, and rage, and then it also has a queer love story within it, so I know we all love to see books with that representation. And the last book I have on this list is Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. This comes out June 17th, and Ashley Poston is just the queen of magical realism. I think I read all of her magical realism at this point, because there is The Dead Romantics, The 7-Year Slip, and A Novel Love Story, which A Novel Love Story just came out, well, actually this current year as I'm filming this, but it'll be like a year after when the next book comes out. This one is about Joni, who is a very famous songwriter, but she's having trouble coming up with her next hit. Hoping to try and get some information, she ends up traveling to South Carolina. Or no, North Carolina. I said South Carolina, didn't I? It's North Carolina, I'm pretty sure. And when she gets there, she starts hearing this voice of a man singing in her head. Turns out, this voice of a man in her head magically comes to life, but he turns out to be nothing like the singer in her head. I'm so intrigued by every single Ashley Poston book because they all sound so unique. Like, I love magical realism sometimes because it's kind of like you're just reading another romance, but then there's that little almost fantasy aspect to it where this magical part comes at play. I just think they're so unique, they're so fun, but also Ashley Poston, again, is one of those authors that reminds me of, like, Emily Henry because she can just write so beautifully. Some of my favorite quotes are in her books, so that says enough right there. Yeah, those are probably the top 15 books I am most excited to read in 2025. And also, if you did not notice, this is just for the first half of the year. I'm not really sure about any of the releases on the later half of the year yet, but I might make another video about that sometime later into 2025 when more lists come out, like what books I'm most excited for in the last half of 2025. As of right now, this is all I got. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel. That would mean so much to me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!